Your dog's unhappy about something. Does he not like my answer?
Oh, no.
Or is that the Jehovah's Witness dog?
The best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Let's go to Joseph in Anaheim. Good morning, Joseph.
I have a question. I had some Jehovah's Witness come to my door.
Yeah.
And then whenever somebody comes around, I always talk to them. They were very nice. So they said, do you believe in, I told them I was Catholic. They said, do you believe in heaven on earth? And I said, no. And they said, why is that? Because in the Lord's Prayer, it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Mm-hmm. And then I said, no, I think that's an interpretation, but I was curious to see how you would have answered them.
Yeah, well, I can meet them there, and then I've got plenty to say on that topic, but I would point out that in Revelation 21, we're told there will be a new heaven and a new earth, and the first earth, we're told, passed away, and the sea was no more. And he says in verse 2, I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So the explanation of the new heaven and new earth in Revelation 21, to me, suggests that there is a merger between what we think of right now as the physical realm and then the supernatural realm outside of that. I believe that the understanding here is that they will become one single unified reality, where you won't be like in this material world and the angels and the saints in heaven will be in that spiritual world over there, but the two will become one single, as I say, unified reality. There's no reason to, in my view at least, to deny that that could happen, but that's not even what the Jehovah's Witnesses believe. What they believe is that heaven will remain a distinct supernatural place and that earth becomes a paradise. And they hold that only those 144,000 who are mentioned in Revelation chapter 14, that there will literally only be 144,000 people in heaven. Everyone else who survives Armageddon or whose souls are not annihilated, they will live on paradise earth. That's what they're referring to about heaven on earth. They don't really believe that heaven, properly so called, will be on earth. They believe that only those people will be in heaven. And the reason this is important, Joseph, is because the terminology they use could be misleading if you don't know what they really mean by it. So here's what I've talked to Jehovah's Witnesses about. You want me to give you a little rendition of how I've talked to them about this?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that it made me feel kind of stupid because, you know, do you believe in the Lord's Prayer? I said yes. And then plain and simple, it just sounded to me like I was kind of in the wrong because then I was contradicting myself.
Yeah, but you weren't.
You know what I mean?
Because if you look at the Lord's Prayer, you know, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, does not imply, that statement in no way implies that heaven will be on earth, nor does it refer to paradise earth. Your dog's unhappy about something. Does he not like my answer?
Oh, no.
Or is that the Jehovah's Witness dog walking with
very
people?
Very well could be, but my dog does that to every other dog.
Okay, so let me just give you a quick rundown of what I would say if I were in that conversation, and I'll give you the made-for-radio version. I would talk a little bit about Revelation 21 and 22, as I talked about a minute ago. I would point out that they're mistaken to assume that the prayer of the Our Father necessitates that heaven will be on earth. I would also point out, you guys don't even believe that heaven will be on earth. What you believe is heaven will be reserved for those 144,000, and basically the bigwigs of the Old Testament and the apostles and the bigwigs of the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. But everybody else, all the rank and file, they're going to be on paradise earth. And paradise earth, in the Jehovah's Witness conception of this, is, and they have all the Bible verses at the ready, where the lion will lie down with the lamb, and the child would put his hands on the adder's nest and not be harmed. The animals and the abundance of fruit. And if you look at their materials, like look at the Watchtower or Awake magazine, and it's not uncommon to see pictures of paradise earth. These are, drawings of, you have these shiny, happy people who are picking fruit and petting animals. I mean, they're petting lions and all kinds of animals who would normally tear you apart if they had the chance. But on paradise earth, you will live forever and you're going to enjoy the abundance of all these fruits and apples and oranges and all that good stuff. The animals will be friendly. You'll be frolicking with the animals. Everything's going to be great. Well, I don't know about you, but after a weekend of picking fruit and petting animals, I'm going to get a little bit bored. Imagine a year goes by. Imagine 10 years go by. Imagine 100 years have gone by now on Paradise Earth, and all you're basically doing is picking fruit and petting animals because there's nothing else to do. You're not working a job. You're frolicking, you're petting the animals, you're picking the fruit, having a great time. But after a while, maybe 100 years of that, people start going out of their minds. Now, you can't eat the animals. So there's no barbecue joints in Paradise Earth. You can't have a steak, can't have a ham sandwich or anything like that. Imagine 1,000 years have gone by. Imagine 10,000 years go by, and you've been picking fruit and petting animals for 10,000 years. Does that sound like paradise to you? And when I've gone through this and asked Jehovah's Witnesses what they think about it, you can see on their faces that it doesn't really seem all that exciting when you think about it that way, because the real action is up in heaven, but you don't get to go there because you're not one of the bigwigs. You're not one of the 144,000. You are rank and file. You stay on Paradise Earth picking fruit and petting animals. No, thank you. And then I talked to them about the real God and Jesus being God and how we will join God in the eternity of his beatitude in heaven, et cetera, et cetera. So those are some things that you might suggest to them next time they come around. You can join me by listening to the Patrick Madrid Show on the Relevant Radio app, live each weekday at 8 to 11 a.m. And thanks for listening.